Good morning, my friends. I welcome you to the Monday morning recorded devotion for Trinity Community Fellowship on this Memorial Day. I apologize for the way I look. I just got done with my 3.5 mile walk, and I decided to change my devotion because today is Memorial Day. It's a day that historically and traditionally we remember those who were willing to give the ultimate sacrifice and did give it. Candidly, I remember those who gave the sacrifice. You realize that since the Civil War, including the Civil War, both the Union and the Confederacy, all the way down through the beginning of May this year, that we have had over 1,244,107 people, citizens, members of the armed forces of the United States of America that have willingly gave their lives so that you and I might be free. And then I also include all of the men and women who maybe did not have to give the ultimate sacrifice, but were willing to because they served to protect you and I, so that we could have the freedoms that we have, so that we could have the freedoms to disagree, so that we could have the freedoms to agree, so that we could have the freedom to live as we live in our country today. I remember hearing my father tell the stories many times about how that on December 7th, 1941, as a high school senior, he was sitting listening to the radio. They didn't have televisions then, but he was listening to the radio, listening to a ball game on the radio when it was interrupted all of a sudden to announce that the Japanese had viciously attacked American forces on the island of Oahu in the Hawaiian island chain and had taken their lives. And the war started. And remember how my dad told that he wanted to enlist immediately, and his dad said, "No, you're not. You're going to finish high school." And so Dad finished high school and ultimately ended up in the United States Army. He talked about how that he was in England, France, Luxembourg, Belgium, and ultimately Germany. In fact, when the war ended in the Second World War, my dad was approximately 20 miles outside of the island of Berlin, outside of the city of Berlin. And he talked about all those events. He talked about crossing the Rhine River in a rowboat in the middle of the night. He was part of Patton's Third Army, and they crossed in the middle of the night under darkness to get to the other side to race. And of course, I've read history about that, but he talked about that. He talked about how when the Nazis counterattacked and they were in the Argonne Forest, he talked about how he was part of the Pincher movement that slammed the door on the Battle of the Bulge. That was the beginning of the end. He talked about all of those things. I remember my dad, when we'd go to parades, how that he would kick me in the backside when the American flag would pass if I didn't stand and show respect for America. I remember all of those things. I pause today to remember a verse of Scripture. Jesus himself said, "Greater love hath no man than this, than he would give his life for his friends." And I am grateful for those who have been willing to give their lives so that you and I could be here today. And we are free. We are still free. Yeah, we've got some really adverse circumstances. And I'll be honest, I think we've got some really ding-dongs at times that are making choices and decisions for us. But at the same time, I have a responsibility to make good decisions myself. And I'm working hard to do that. I love you. I thank God for you. I hope you have a great week. I hope you enjoy the holiday today, however you're able to and however you see fit. And I pray that you will thank God today for those who died so that we might be free. Have the freedom of worship, the freedom of expression in that worship. Yesterday I preached and proclaimed loudly the cause of Jesus Christ. I have that freedom. It's not by accident. I trust that you will enjoy that freedom today, and you will use that freedom in the right way for the cause of Jesus Christ. God bless you. Have a great day. Thank you.